Martin O'Neill has confirmed Celtic are actively hunting a new goalkeeper this summer and has told us exactly what kind of player he wants. We have also got a fresh Italian transfer report linking Celtic with a striker they know well, Scott Brown weighing in on next season's title race, Liam Scales picking up a suspension that rules him out of the first two league games, and a worrying Jota injury update that supporters will want to hear about. Huge morning, let's get into it. But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. A fresh report has emerged today linking Celtic with a move for Kieran Bowie, the 23-year-old forward who left Hibernian in January to join Hellas Verona in Serie A. Italian outlet Corriere di Verona claims Celtic are preparing a move for Bowie and that the Celts are leading the race for his signature. He spent the second half of last season in Italy, scoring 4 goals in 14 appearances, though he could not help Verona avoid relegation from Serie A. Despite the team's disappointment, his individual numbers attracted attention, and he earned 2 senior Scotland caps along the way. The report should be treated with a degree of caution. Only recently, Celtic News reported that no contact had taken place between Celtic and Hellas Verona regarding Bowie, and that remains the most up-to-date concrete information available. An Italian newspaper leading on the story does not change that picture on its own. Verona are also said to be holding firm on a price tag of around £13 million, which is a significant outlay for a player who has still not proven himself at the top level over a sustained period. Celtic supporters have already seen other transfer targets slip away when asking prices prove too high, and some will wonder whether this falls into the same category. That said, O'Neill wants another striker. The Camilo Duran deal is still being finalised, and Celtic will want options behind the main signing. Bowie knows Scottish football, knows what Celtic Park is like from his time at Hibernian, and has shown he can score goals at this level. The situation is one to monitor as the window moves on. Now, for the main story, as Martin O'Neill has publicly confirmed that Celtic are actively pursuing a new goalkeeper this summer, with the manager making clear the club cannot go into the new season relying solely on Viljami Sinisalo. O'Neill was direct about it when asked, saying, "We're definitely looking for another goalkeeper, whether it be a youngish fellow, same age as Sinisalo, or somebody a bit older. We're definitely looking at it, because we've only got Sinisalo here at this minute and we've got Ross Doohan." That is about as clear a public confirmation of transfer intent as you will get from a manager. Celtic are in the market for a goalkeeper, and O'Neill wants it sorted before the new campaign begins. The club have been linked with 2 names in particular. Dinko Hawkes of Las Palmas is one that has come up, though Celtic News understands that as of last week, no formal bid had been submitted. Tjark Ernst of Hertha Berlin is another option being discussed, with the German reported to have a release clause of around €5 million and interest from several clubs across Europe, making any deal competitive. Elsewhere in the transfer picture, Camilo Duran's move from Colombia is edging closer and is understood to be at its final stage. The 24-year-old pushed for the move despite interest from Brazil, which tells you something about how much he wants to be at Celtic Park. Kelechi Iheanacho and Marcelo Saracchi are both still in discussions with the club about their futures. Iheanacho wants to stay in Glasgow after his loan spell, and Saracchi's situation has shifted after Boca Juniors released him following 2 rejected loan offers from Celtic. There is a lot happening in recruitment right now, and the goalkeeper hunt is just another piece of what looks like a busy few weeks ahead. In other news, Celtic legend Scott Brown has given his verdict on next season's Scottish Premiership title race, and he is not expecting an easy run for the defending champions. Brown has been working as a pundit at the World Cup this summer after leaving management following his time at Ayr United. He was linked with a return to Parkhead as part of O'Neill's coaching staff, but that move never materialised. Speaking to the BBC, he said, "I think it's going to be a 3-legged race yet again. I think Hearts have been an actual delight for Scottish football. They've done really, really well. I thought Derek did a fantastic job and Martin's come in at the right point in time. If Martin was there for the whole time, Celtic win the league nice and easy. But Derek McInnes went to Rangers now and he's a very, very good man manager and he brings out the best of people." Looking at what he does and how he deals with his team, he'll bring in some more Scottish people, English-based people that understand the club and the culture as well, which, to be fair, I think Celtic's done really well over the years. It is a fair assessment of where things stand. Celtic scraped the title on the final day last season and cannot afford another campaign that goes down to the wire. Rangers now have Derek McInnes in charge with a clear direction, Hearts remain a genuine threat, and Celtic have not yet confirmed their first summer signing. Brown's verdict should be taken as a reminder that last season's drama cannot become the norm. If the goalkeeper arrives quickly, Duran is confirmed, and a couple more additions follow, Celtic will enter the season in a much stronger position. If recruitment drags on, they could find themselves under pressure from the very first weekend. In other news, Liam Scales has been praised by Martin O'Neill this morning, but there is a significant cloud hanging over the start of his season. After it emerged, the defender will miss Celtic's opening 2 Premiership matches due to suspension. Scales picked up his 12th league booking of last season in the match against Motherwell at Fir Park. Because the suspension only kicks in 7 days after the booking was received, he remained eligible for the title-winning victory over Hearts 3 days later. But that ban now carries forward and will rule him out of Celtic's first 2 league games of the new campaign. O'Neill had no shortage of praise for the 27-year-old when speaking to the media, and even managed to raise a laugh about the situation. He said, "I think he's been absolutely fantastic for us. From the minute I stepped into the club way back in late October, as well as the second spell I had, he was terrific. He's got himself suspended, of course, for the first 2 games of the season, I believe, which is not great news. So I think we'll dismiss him now. I'm joking, but he's been really brilliant for us. The missing of 2 games is a blow, particularly with Cameron Carter-Vickers back from injury and competition for the centre-back spots already building. Scales was one of Celtic's most consistent performers last season, making 56 appearances across all competitions. He also signed a new contract extending his stay at Parkhead until 2030, which is a sign of how highly the club regard him. The squad is currently in Portugal ahead of the friendly against Sporting on the 14th of July, with O'Neill using the trip to assess his options before competitive football returns next month. Lastly, there is a Jota update this morning, and while the headline sounds alarming, the details are more reassuring than the initial reports might suggest. Rumours circulating online in the past 24 hours claimed that Jota has suffered a fresh setback in his recovery from the ACL injury that kept him out of the entire 2025-26 season. His last appearance was in April of last year when Celtic thrashed Dundee United 5-2 to wrap up the Premiership title. The reality, however, is that there is nothing new here. Back in May, O'Neill already indicated that a return around the Halloween period was the realistic target. The reports doing the rounds today appear to be repeating that same time frame rather than revealing any new development. Celtic News has confirmed there is nothing to suggest he has suffered a further setback in recent days. That is an important distinction for a player who has been through an incredibly difficult 15 months. Jota returned to Celtic in January 2025 with real excitement from the support, only to pick up the injury shortly after. That's all the latest Celtic news for today. Make sure to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and drop a comment below with your thoughts. I'll see you in the next one. Hail, hail.